Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching I Allegedly. Starting my day out on the peninsula. It's just really, really peaceful and beautiful, and there's nobody out here. When experts or business people issue warnings, do you listen to them? Do you sit there and go, oh, this is serious? I need to take a look at this. Well, Elon Musk just issued a warning, and that's the question. Do you take it seriously or not? On the economy, that is. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget we have an email list, and an email, guys, is going to go out in the next day. So sign up. Use the link below to sign up. If you want more exclusive content, there's Patreon. But let's get into it. Elon Musk, over the weekend, issues a warning that says, listen, the Fed needs to stop raising interest rates. He needs to slow this down in such a way that if they don't do it, we're going to have massive inflation with another Fed raise. Now, here's the thing about this. Mr. Musk, he wants stability in the marketplace. Let's face it. A lot depends on this. He's got, SpaceX wants to go to the moon and beyond and beat Jeff Bezos and, Wozniak and everybody else and Virgin Atlantic, Richard Branson. He wants to beat all those guys. So with that, you've got Tesla too. And with Tesla, he wants you to buy those Tesla cars. He does not want any hiccup in that. And he wants, global domination in the EV car market. So with rising interest rates, everything's going to cost more. And you either take this seriously or you don't. Now, personally, I think that this is unavoidable. I think that the problems that we're about to have are only going to escalate and get worse because things are not that good right now. Things are seriously off right now. You look at small businesses, you look at the mom and pop stores, they're not doing as well. Everything in society is being put off right now, from car maintenance to women doing their hair. They're just doing it less. They're spending less money out there than they did a year ago, 2 years ago, putting things off. Instead of getting their hair done every 3 weeks, getting it done every 6 weeks. We're seeing this time and again. Woman's over here playing with her dog, throwing the ball, kind of cool. Dogs going to get the ball, swimming, kind of nice. Fun to see stuff like this. Everything's being put off. Restaurants are suffering, businesses are suffering. Look at these businesses that are cutting hours back. They're cutting hours back in such a way that you don't get full time. You don't get consistency with these hours that these people are working right now. And then you get Peter Schiff, who steps forward and reiterates and pounds, the point forward of what Elon says, that listen, if they raise interest rates, we're going to have hyperinflation in the marketplace. And this is going to be devastating. Now, I love Peter Schiff, and I want gold to shoot up, and I want silver to shoot up to where it's supposed to be. And, Mr. Schiff has always talked about, a collapsing economy. But what do you guys believe? Do you sit there and do you listen to Elon Musk talk about this? Because you're going to see interest rates go up. Home Point Mortgage was one of the largest mortgage lenders in the country. Now, the key part of buying a home for anybody is the mortgage. You're so wealthy, you paid cash for the house. You don't need a mortgage. Well, okay, you put a substantial down and you need a small mortgage, okay? Ooh, I need to squeeze into this house with 3% down. You need a mortgage. Well, the mortgage industry has been absolutely decimated over the course of this year. Let's talk about the last few years, great. 2022, it's been absolutely destroyed. Home Point Mortgage, which was in all the hot sectors in Phoenix and Michigan and Florida, they had at their peak 4,000 employees. Well, guess what? They've got 1,000 now. 75% of the employees have been laid off at Home Point Mortgage because things are so good right now. So, if you don't think that that's a serious problem, the mortgage industry has been absolutely destroyed during this time. Absolutely decimated because of the fact that People are not refinancing their houses at these higher rates. You're seeing mortgages well above 5%. And I get people that write me and say, you should be happy to get a 6% mortgage, Dan. Got this on Thursday. And again, well, I'd be happier if I was going to get a mortgage at 2.78%, what they were writing at the beginning of the year. Well, those days are done. So very, very interesting that we're living through this. But again, the warnings, all the warnings that we have with the economy and with everything that's happening right now, and Elon Musk steps forward. And again, he wants Teslas to be affordable. He wants them to be, in everybody's driveway, and it's not going to happen. The expenses of these cars, is too much for the average person to bear. And I think that we're going to see a change in the economy that's only going to get worse. And again, this is not going to affect everybody. It's only going to affect the people that are overspending. It's only going to affect the people that have stepped it up and just leveraged their lives to the hilt right now. Man, I just don't get it. Just take a breather. Gotta have it now. Gotta have it now. This is crazy. We live in such a time where people have to have things today, and it's worse than ever. It's worse than ever. But it's destroyed people's sense of waiting. There's a guy I'm going to talk to this week, Bob, who runs an investing site. And Bob's thing is, hey, do you want to get rich? It's low and slow. It's consistency. During the ups, during the downs, when things are even keel, you make money all the time. But you don't have these huge hits. Everybody wants the GameStop. Everybody wants the crypto thing that's going to go over the top overnight to where they're going to make themselves a billionaire inside of a few days. It's funny. One thing that was pitched to the channel heavily was to do these NFTs and to push NFTs. The NFT market has completely collapsed. It went from doing, $6-7 billion in a day in sales down to $9 million in a day, which you can sit there and say $9 million in a day, damn, it's a lot of money. But when you're doing billions of dollars compared to 9 million, it's nothing. It's like a 99% drop. It's crazy on where this is at. But again, not understanding the cryptos and not understanding this completely steered away from it. And there's things that I know, I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly looking at this stuff to say, what can I do to get better, with marketing and get better with, my industries and everything I'm working on. People don't want to do that. People just want the answer, and people want a quick fix. And I'm telling you, the mess that was created with this economy globally, there is no quick fix for this. It is absolutely stunning to think of places like Europe and what they're going through, and Germany and all these other places. Look at Sri Lanka, guys, with their green energy and how they completely shut that country down. Notice we haven't heard anything about Sri Lanka in a month. What chaos is going on there? So people are worried about interest rates going up. They're going up, guys. They have to go up. We're going to have inflation. It's not going to go away. And the supply chain issues are here. And there's industries that are going to be decimated. Think about this. There are companies out there right now that, based on deliveries and based on products that they cannot get, are basically out of business right now. But 90 days from now, that's when it's going to hit. When they won't have the deliverables, when they won't be able to install things. And you're going to see this with home builders, especially because you're going to have thousands and thousands and thousands of condos and houses that will be incomplete. Now, here in Orange County, you've got big builders like the Irvine Company that own, a huge, area of land, and they own, blocks and blocks of places, and have the financial wherewithal to buy buildings, rip them down, and build these 5-story condos that look like prison dorms. So, I don't know who wants to buy these things for $900,000. I just don't get it. I don't know why you'd want to live there without a backyard, without a balcony to grow a plant. It makes no sense to me. So, a lot more to cover. It's a beautiful, quiet morning out here, though, and it's weird. We're getting the aftermath of the hurricane, where within a few hours, it's overcast, and then all of a sudden it's not. So share your thoughts on all this stuff so far. And do you take warnings like this seriously? Because I got one more for you. Now, interest rates and the economy have affected everything. It is about time that we see a fall in commercial real estate. There's a great article that the first major city that's going to be utterly destroyed is San Francisco when it comes to commercial real estate. Now, when you think of San Francisco, and again, days gone by, it was nice. It isn't now. It's a mess, and it will take decades for it to be cleaned up, if it ever gets cleaned up, which I don't think it's going to. That's just me. Now, 70% of their revenue from the city comes from all the business activity. And when you read this article, it is going to be utterly destroyed. You have buildings that are 50 and 75% vacant in the financial district. You have areas that are within walking distance of some of the most famous areas in the country, in San Francisco, Fisherman's Wharf, again, the financial district, all these great places that are just decimated and just completely destroyed. The interest rates going up, the mortgage industry, from Mortgage News Daily, they're talking about how nobody predicted this. Nobody predicted that mortgages were going to go up and do this much damage this quickly. Okay? Well, this is the beginning, guys. This is not damage. What? Because somebody lost their job? That's not damage, guys. That's the beginning of this whole thing. Mortgages were plentiful 10 months ago. Now you're going to have a more difficult time getting it. You're going to have a more difficult time finding a responsible company to write your mortgage. And again, with everything that we've talked about with banking and the inconsistency with banking, it's only going to get worse. I did the story yesterday about how Wells Fargo and other banks are just closing down accounts. Well, what happens? You get a flurry of emails from this. And I cannot wait to follow up with some of this stuff, because I have people that today are going to their banks because they've had money seized right now, and they're trying to resolve this and trying to figure out the best way to figure this out. So this is the beginning of this, and these problems, these economic, problems that point to a collapse are all around us. But don't worry about it. So the mortgage industry doesn't know what to do. They don't see stability. None of them are predicting anything. The people that are predicting things are lying, because they really don't know. Hey, Fannie Mae is going to be at 4.35%. Wait till then. Okay, wait. It's crazy to think about that. So the next thing is the mortgage or the real estate industry through Realtor.com. They have a new term that they want everybody to get used to. And again, these terms are disgusting. The fact that you're sitting there and having to make up terms for transitory when it comes to inflation, but now they want the real estate industry to be balanced. Huh? So it's going to be balanced. You're going to have the real estate industry be in such a way that it's balanced. Balanced with price adjustments, balanced with sales, balanced. What does that mean? How ridiculous is that? Your husband is a philanderer. He is a degenerate who's cheating on you. Oh, no. His attention is diverted, Dan. That's what the new term is. Your attention is diverted. And he's got a girlfriend. You know that? Did you check his phone? No, it's balanced, Dan. Real estate's balanced. It's not chaotic. It's not upside down. And again, I meet people all the time that when they come up to me on the street, you don't know what you're talking about, man. And by the way, everything's got a story attached to it. So, I'm making all this stuff up as I go along. But it's balanced, guys. So I'm sick of this. I'm sick of people not living in reality right now. This is what leads to people being financially destroyed and financially upside down. When I talk to my friends and business associates and, hey, we want you to get involved with this deal and do this and do that, it's all people that don't live in this fantasy land of, oh yeah, well, hey, what are the terms of this? Don't worry about it, man. Just give us a check. it's us. It's good. Who would live that way? But you're supposed to live this way when it comes to um, real estate being balanced. This big boat's pushing the waves down the. So it's nice. It's quiet. It's nice to get out here early like this. But again, the instability of the real estate market. Think about this. There are 58 real estate markets that were once hot that have all dropped. I won't bore you with the city names. You can check out the link below and see what I'm talking about. And with all these people that are with these markets that are collapsing right now, no one predicted this. And again, the people that are hurt the most, that get hurt the most in stuff like this, are the people that bought at the peak, that bought recently, that put very little down. Some retiree, we put 500 grand down on a $700,000 house, Dan. We just love the neighborhood. You don't have to worry about them. Seriously. Oh my God, that $700,000 house went to 500,000. I guess we lost out, but we're not moving, Dan. We're going to live here till we die. Okay. They don't have to worry about that. It's the other people that have to worry about this. And those people are doomed. These condos, these communities that have thousands of homes that are not ready yet, man, I just wouldn't want to buy in there. And you see these areas in Riverside County, here in Southern California, Northern California near Sacramento, where things doubled and tripled in price. Crazy. Vegas, that's the thing. You're going to see places in Vegas absolutely drop to the floor. And, it's starting right now. And again, when we go to Vegas, we'll interview Denise and we'll talk to her. She's a local realtor there that has her hand on the pulse. But she was in the mortgage industry in 2008 and remembers that vividly on what it was like. So, I love talking to experts that are local, that know the area, that are not kidding themselves. And, everything's going to be great. Yeah, just buy. Okay. So, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. But the interest rate debacle is going to affect everybody. Now, one thing that's absolutely crazy is the last time we had a problem in 2008. Let's just go to 2008 and focus on that. 2008, Obama comes in, or at the beginning of 2009, and when he got inaugurated in January of 2009, they had the stimulus, and they helped everybody get money, and they gave, $600 checks to families, and they bailed out these banks. Now, one thing that they have promised us right now is that the banks are not going to get bailed out again, which is an absolute lie. Absolute lie. And the one thing that they're going to do with Dodd-Frank is the bail-ins. And that we've talked about this in the past. You can check out my bail-in video where the banks are going to seize your money if they go down. And well, they can't do that. Watch the video, guys. Watch the video. The banks are going to take advantage of their depositors and rip them off. That's going to happen. And again, the simple little signs that we're seeing right now, accounts being closed, money being held. Well, I have people that write me and says, they have an obligation to give that money back. They sure do. How about the people that have not gotten the money back in 45 days? When are they supposed to get it back? When is that? The guy that wrote me last night in Texas, this one is mind-boggling and scary. And we're going to hopefully get the full story today that I can report to you tomorrow. But that's insane. And again, you have to protect yourself on all this stuff. But the European Central Bank stepped forward late last week and said, listen, we're going to give the banks any liquidity and help them out any way they can. That's why the stock market's up right now, guys. You got nothing to worry about. All the funny money is going to be printed by the wacky Europeans, okay? And yeah, you're wacky if you're going to give people money and just print it willy-nilly. So I think it's insane, guys, that we're living through this time. And nobody wants to admit that that this is, it has an ounce of lunacy to it. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I just think this is just, it's bad getting worse right now. And the Elon Musk, warning, it's serious, okay? The Peter Schiff warning makes a lot of sense right now when you read this, because again, Peter Schiff, and I'm going to hear it. He's been calling for this for 10 years, Dan. How old are you? Who's going to be doing it since when you were in high school? Peter Schiff was doing it. No, believe it or not, Peter Schiff and I like are the same age. I may be older than Peter Schiff, which is shocking. But anyways, so the final warning was from the one and only Robert Kiyosaki. And again, I'm thinking, okay, it's the same warning. Quit printing the same warning. No, it's a new one from Friday. And how this is just done, and that 60% of the people are going to be wiped out with their finances when this thing crashes. Now, there will be a stock market crash. There will be a liquidity crisis. There will be a problem with you going to your bank and getting money out. And again, the guy that told me that has this banking problem right now, I told him, you know, he sells insurance and runs an insurance agency. The guy should have $10,000 in his house, okay, or available in cash because of all the money that he needs. Now, you can sit there and say, damn, that's insane. Well, I got a question for you. You run an agency, and let's say you couldn't get access to your checking account and it's payday. What are you going to do with these people? Not pay them? No, going to give them something. And when you have multiple people working in an office, you want to give them something so they're going to not quit on you and be able to eat over the weekend, hopefully before the bank problem gets resolved. Okay? So, it's a terrible way to think, man. You Mr. Gloom and Doomer. No, I'm ready, guys. You guys, I'm ready. Do you have food in your house? There's going to be, it looks like a rail strike that will not be averted, and it will cost billions of dollars a day in economic damage. And for every day, it will be like a week's worth of damage. For every week, it will be like a month. It's crazy when you hear about stuff that you don't even think about. You know, railroad. I don't think about that, Dan. There's things that we don't think about, guys, that are going to affect us in such a huge way. Now, you know, we need to celebrate the fact that gas prices have gone down during this time, Dan, and you need to not be so negative about gas prices. Oh, really? That's interesting. Gas prices in LA, city of LA, Los Angeles, have gone up 9 straight days in a row. Oh, they going back up? Yeah, they are going back up, guys. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Let me know what you think, because this is just getting worse before our eyes. It's just peaceful out here times like this. You know that? It really is. High tide. Just beautiful. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. And first things first, evictions are running wild right now. And they're getting more and more violent right now because the police are showing up to serve these people with final eviction notice to move out. And there's been gunplay. There's a video, you know, in the description of an Oklahoma deputy who was shot in the chasing of the suspect. I mean, it's horrible stuff that's going to happen. But this is the beginning of this, guys, because people are desperate right now. You have to protect yourself. You have to be safe. Do not aggravate people in any way, shape, or form. Okay? Just try not to. Goldman Sachs, the investment bank, has said that they're going to have massive layoffs coming as early as next week. Now, here's the thing about Goldman Sachs. They're saying this is all related to deal flow. Well, wait, I thought the economy is so good. No, there's no deals right now, guys. Nobody is putting big leverage buyouts together. Nothing that Goldman Sachs is working on right now. They have all these different departments. You can read the article below, but some of these departments will lose as much as 20% of the people working for them. That's huge, guys. Now, it will be, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of people will lose their job and get this announcement as early as next week. So that's going to be interesting, to say the least. There's more small business grants. There's a link below. There's a $25,000 B of A grant. You can check out the details. It'll be in the video description. And the final thing is Kim Kardashian is, you know, an influencer who posts on Instagram and things like that. Think about this. Kim Kardashian, when she does a post on Instagram that's sponsored, that is promoting anything, you know that is $1 million. I know that because I know the company that reps her, and they told me exactly how it works in great detail. But it's about 6 months out, too, if you want to book Kim K to promote your product or service or whatever you're doing for $1 million buckaroos. So, wow. Now, she is starting a venture capital firm, private equity, to get into the hospitality industry, makeup, leisure, travel, everything that someone like that would be interested in. But she's got a heavyweight as a partner. She's got Jay Sammons, who was with the Carlyle Group, who's going to run this company with her. Now, you can sit there and say she's an imbecile, she's whatever. I ran into her once in public, and I was not impressed by to say the least. Okay, but brilliant businesswoman. No, I think it's her mom, and her mom's part of this private equity group, and she's going to be a partner as well. So it's funny. One thing my daughter talked to me about was, wouldn't it be interesting to see Kris Jenner do one of those uh, private classes where you're talking about, how you did things and how you promote things. And she finally did that. So it's kind of interesting that you can look at Kris Jenner. And again, you can think that they're terrible people, whatever. The point is that they're making a tremendous amount of money. And Mr. Sammons is no fool not to hook up with her. So again, I thought she was supposed to be studying for the bar exam. And we'll see if that ever comes to fruition or not. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Again, do you take these warnings seriously? Elon Musk, Robert Kiyosaki, Peter Schiff, the end of the world, doom and gloom, cats living with dogs. It's going to be horrible, okay? Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe to this channel. We do videos about 6 days a week, and there's a lot of cool stuff that's about to be announced that you do not want to miss out on. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.